Alright, listen up. You've scrolled through enough garbage, bought enough holy grail indicators that ended up being just that, garbage. You're still stuck, right? Still searching for that edge? Well, your search ends now. Because this isn't just an indicator. This is HyperFlow, and it's the only thing I use to trade, period. Once you see this, once you use this, you'll understand. Everything else you've tried, garbage compared to this. For the last month and a half, I've been locked in, obsessed, building this thing from the ground up. I didn't hand it off to some mediocre dev that's gonna half-ass it. No, this is my work, my model, my brain into code. We're gonna dive into the rules, the settings, and yes, I'm gonna show you the backtest results of this indicator and model. Not cherry-picked wins, not some fantasy 100% bullshit claims. This is real data, because unlike every other guru that's selling you a dream, I'm showing you reality. So how does HyperFlow actually work? It's simple, but very powerful. We're looking for higher time frame fair value gaps, the big moves, and the market's true intention on where it wants to go. Then it uses your lower time frame to pinpoint your precise entry. Think about it, when the market pulls back onto a bullish higher time frame fair value gap, what are we doing on the lower time frame? It's a downtrend. Order flow is bearish. HyperFlow spots the exact moment that order flow shifts back to being bullish and aligns you with the higher time frame trend, giving you very small risk with massive reward. Massive? Because it's statistically impossible for the market to continue higher without a shift in order flow. That is HyperFlow. That's the edge this gives you. Now, what are my personal aligned timeframes? Here they are. The yearly to the monthly to the daily, the weekly to the 4 hour, the daily to 1 hour, 4 hour to 15 minute, 1 hour to 5 minute, 15 minute to 1 minute, 5 minute to 15 second. This is what I use for HyperFlow to remain effective in my trading strategy. Now listen up, these are the rules. Break them, you might as well click off this video because you will be unprofitable. I don't care how good the indicator is. If you don't follow these, you're dead in the water. Rule number 1, draw on liquidity. There must be a draw on liquidity. The market needs an objective to go towards. If you don't know this, pause this video right now and go watch this video in the description. I'm being dead ass right now because this is how you're gonna find daily bias. Watch it. You're gonna wait for the market to have a clear objective, higher or lower, and then you're gonna use HyperFlow to trade and position yourself to that objective. Now, since we're at all-time highs currently, there's no draw on liquidity higher, so the objective of the move could be a continuation to psychological levels. Rule number 2, discretion. You're not gonna take every single signal. If your bias is bullish and HyperFlow screams short, do you take it? If you just said yes right now, click off this video. I'm being dead ass. This isn't a mindless bot. This is a tool for intelligent traders, which I would hope to think you're one of them. Rule number 3, avoid chop. This is how I separate myself from every other trader out there. This is what no one else talks about. You wanna know how you're gonna save yourself from being chopped up? Here is the rule that will save your account. If price is ranging between multiple higher time frame fair value gaps, which is a bullish and a bearish fair value gap, that increases the probability of chop by 10 times. HyperFlow is a continuation model. So if you're trying to trade chop with that, you're cooked. And I'm gonna be honest, you're lucky you're learning this from the source itself, because once this becomes mainstream, every single scammer is gonna claim that they invented it. Meanwhile, you know where it truly came from. Rule number 4, managing positions in chop. If you get a signal and then price trades into an opposing higher time frame fair value gaps. For example, you're in a buy signal and we trade into a bearish higher time frame fair value gap. You place your stops to break even. If you're not in a trade and it gives a buy signal after trading into a bearish higher time frame fair value gap, you don't take the trade, period. Now, what's a confirmed signal? Wait for the candle closure, that's your entry. Where's your stop loss? Very, very simple, just your most recent swing high or swing low on the lower time frame. If that is hit, you wait for a sequence reset, and if you don't know what a sequence reset is, I'm gonna talk about it in a second. Your take profit, you target the highest high or the lowest low before trading into the fair value gap. If that is less than 2 to 1 risk to reward, you extend your TP to 2 to 1. But if it's greater, that's what you're gonna target. So if we move lower into a bullish higher time frame fair value gap like this, what's the highest high before trading into that fair value gap? It's not this internal high, but this high right here, which you're gonna target for HyperFlow. Vice versa for a bearish setting. Now, how do you manage your position and move your stop loss? Once 1 to 1 risk reward is hit, you move your stop loss to break even. If the highest high or the lowest low is hit and that's less than a 1 to 1 risk reward, that's what you're gonna use for a break even instead. If price trades into an opposing higher time frame fair value gap, you move your stop loss to break even. If you're in a trade and the correlated asset takes out the HyperFlow high, meanwhile your asset didn't, you move your stop loss to break even. Vice versa for a short. Now an SMT and a sequence reset. This is going to be a little bit more advanced. If you see an SMT divergence with the correlating asset before a signal is given, that invalidates the setup entirely. Do not consider it anymore. Now, what is an SMT? It's a divergence between two correlated assets, for example, ES and NQ. One takes out the high or the low, and the other doesn't. When this happens, smart money is doing something fishy behind the scenes, and it gives you a clear insight as to where the market wants to head towards. Now, what are correlating assets? Two assets that move in sync, right? When they don't, something's up. Now, what is a sequence reset? Price needs to take out the low or the high created when we trade it into the fair value gap. That's your reset button. So for example, if you're in a long right here with the stop loss under this low, what is your sequence reset level? Your sequence reset level is your lowest low that is created after trading into the higher time frame fair value gap, which is this low, and highest high in a bearish setting. You only look for sequence resets when the setup becomes invalid completely. So either you have a break-even trade or your stop loss is hit. Now these rules, they might sound complicated, but they're actually very simple when you apply them, and they will drastically increase your win rate. You can apply these rules to almost any single system out there and you'll likely get results. All right, time for the settings for HyperFlow. Super simple. They're designed for speed, not confusion, so don't get it twisted. FVG look back period. How far are we looking back for your higher time frame fair value gaps? You don't want the indicator to be looking at fair value gaps that were created back in the Great Depression, right? I'd hope not. This is what prevents that. On the daily setting, you're only going to be looking for fair value gaps that were created in the same trading day. For higher time frame bars, you can manually select how far you want to look back. I personally use the daily setting for my 1 minute setups and then 20 higher time frame bars for my higher time frame setups. And these two are likely what you're going to be on 95% of the time. Higher time frame for fair value gap, self-explanatory, right? It's basically what higher time frame fair value gap the indicator is going to look out for. Extend boxes to the right and change color with price touch. This is entirely dependent on you and your style. Like if you want these fair value gaps to remain green instead of gray once they're tapped, then hey, you can have that. And if you don't want your box to extend all the way and you want it to cut off, entirely up to you. Show TP and show SL. You already know your TP and SL rules, so you don't need this. I only have stop loss plotted just so I know what the indicator is using for its swing points. TP, I almost never have this on, but you can have it on and it shows, hey, like this is the TP and TP got hit. Now for the time window, this is very, very critical. 8:30 to 15 o'clock is basically New York session. Since we're trading CME futures, we're on the Chicago exchange, which uses Central Standard Time, which is why 8:30 to 15 is market hours. I only have this on for my intraday setups, but if I'm looking for swings, for example, this daily to 1 hour trade, I will not have this on. Another very good thing about this indicator is you can right click on TradingView, click add alert at this certain level, and then click condition, HyperFlow, sell signal or a buy signal on the same time frame chart that you have. So you can get a TradingView alert depending on what time frame HyperFlow is triggering on. And that's it for the settings. No fluff, just what you need. Now I know what you're thinking. This all sounds great, but where is the proof? I don't just talk, I deliver. These are the backtest results that I have completed from March and April 2025. Those 2 months alone resulted in 41R and 76R, resulting in 117R total. Now just think about that for a second. March alone resulted in 41R, and if you're trading a 50K funded account risking $250 per trade, let's do the calculation. 41 times 250, you would have made over $10,000 in that month alone. And now April, 77 times 250, you would have made $19,250, almost $20,000, risking $250. Now let's say you only capture half of that, which is being conservative. You're gonna capture 58R. Still, that is over $14,000, and that's only risking pocket change. Imagine when you scale these numbers up to $1,000, $5,000, or even $10,000 per trade. Then these numbers start to get insane. And the best part about this full backtest is linked below, so you can check it out for yourself and view every single trade and every single screenshot to verify that it is legit. You can go through every single one of these trades to make sure that I'm not just cherry picking random trades and trying to make myself look good. A losing trade right here, a losing trade right here, another one right here. I'm not cherry picking just winners. I'm giving practical real life trades that have a bias and framework behind them. So that's HyperFlow for you. And because you stuck around, because you're serious about your trading, because I can tell no one watches a video this far if they're not serious about their trading, I'm gonna give you specifically a special code that no one else has. For the next week only, and I'm being dead ass, I only mean 1 week, I'm gonna do a 30% off sale just for this video because I'm launching this indicator. And when you get it, that price will be yours forever. Once this sale ends, as demand increases, so will the price. Supply and demand, kind of like my first video. This is your chance to get this early because this is too good to do this again. Now, this indicator will be perfect for you if you understand ICT concepts, which, let's be honest, almost everyone in this trading space does. That's how mainstream it is in the retail trading space. And it's extremely powerful if you understand draw on liquidity and daily bias, yet still kind of struggle with execution. And even if you don't know ICT, you have the rules now. I have friends that trade opposite to me, but use this as a confluence. They layer it on top of their own setups. So if HyperFlow triggers with their own setup, they go heavy, which is why this is a force multiplier and I'm showing this to you. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below and make sure you join our Discord. It's free to join, and if you have HyperFlow, you get access to private channels and insight that regular plebs just don't have. If this video helped you and if you see the vision, smash the like button. I'll be dropping backtesting sessions on this indicator very soon, so if you are interested in that, make sure you subscribe. Don't miss out.